Alt hatırı. Aa, cam olur. Bak, bugün çok normal. Restoran değil.
Khachatryan, a member of the AUA Student Council. Let's welcome the AUA class of 1993. the names of the first-year graduates who, due to various business reasons, will arrive in Yerevan later in July and August. Let us also remember the 4 first-year alumni who have passed away, unfortunately. Marina Baghdasaryan, Sergey Hakobjanyan, Ashot Hovhannisyan, Armenak Mikhailyan, thank you very much.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us, the AUA class of 1993, in celebrating our 20th anniversary of graduation. Special thanks to the university leadership, especially to Dr. Bruce Bogosian, for hosting our homecoming reunion and providing exceptional support.
No new venture is possible without the vision, the drive, and the dedication of its founders. The AUA and we were lucky to have Dr. Mihran Babadian, Dr. Stefan Karamardian, and Dr. Ahmet Elkurerian, and Dr. Yuri Sarkisyan, who were not only distinguished scholars at the universities in the United States and Armenia, but they were great visionaries, they were the patriots of their motherland, and mentors to students and the other scholars. We are honored to have with us today 2 of our founders, Dr. Ahmet Elkurerian and Dr. Yuri Sarkisyan. Please welcome. We are also pleased to mention that we have with us today Mrs. Nelly Elkurerian and Mrs. Margarita Sarkisyan, who provided unconditional support to their spouses to support the university. Thank you very much. And our token of appreciation.
We are forever grateful to Armenian General Benevolent Union and its then President, Mrs. Louise Simon, who shared the vision of our founders and provided generous support to the AUA Fund. The AGBU is represented today by its board, member, Mr. Vazgen Yakubian. You can welcome Mr. Yakubian and AGBU Yerevan office staff. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. We would also like to extend our warmest welcome to our long-term friends and supporters of the university. Among them, the Ministry of Foreign Education in Armenia, the U.S. Embassy in Armenia, and the United States Agency for International Development.
Our first speaker is Dr. Bruce Bogosyan, the president of the American University of Armenia since September 2010. Dr. Bogosyan spent the previous 10 years in the Department of Mathematics at Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts, where he served as professor and chair. Dr. Bogosyan is the recipient of many awards and honors, including Tufts University's Distinguished Scholar Award in 2010 and Tufts University's Undergraduate Initiative in Teaching Award in 2002. Dr. Bogosyan was elected to Fellowship of American Physical Society in 2000 and was elected as a foreign member of the National Academy of Sciences of the Republic of Armenia in 2008. Dr. Bogosyan has over 80 publications and has given over 150 invited talks.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Bruce Bogosyan, President of American University of Armenia.
Thank you very much. I'd very much like to express my deep feelings at watching this ceremony and at welcoming AUA's first graduating class for their 20th reunion here. It's been wonderful over the past couple days to meet everybody in the class and to see all the feeling for AUA amongst this class, going back to the founding of the institution, as we just discussed a few moments ago. This class, above all others to date, has shown leadership in modeling what AUA's alumni organization should be like and can be like. Much of my time with you yesterday, with the class yesterday, was spent discussing the future engagement of AUA with its alumni more broadly, and what role alumni can play in the future of AUA. And I thought, just as a welcoming, I would spend just a few minutes talking about that in a very general way. AUA would like its alumni to maintain mutually beneficial, lifelong connections to the institution, to the university, and to each other as well. And we encourage alumni support and look to alumni for guidance to advance AUA's eminence and its excellence in all of its future endeavors for future generations and future classes. We imagine that the ideal alumni organization at AUA, the alumni organization toward which we aspire, will promote the interests and the welfare of AUA and its alumni, that it will inspire and develop and maintain the interest of the alumni in the university and its structure, that it will help the alumni keep alive their friendships amongst themselves, the associations and the interests that they formed as AUA students, that it will foster giving to the university, that it will maintain close cooperation between the alumni and the leadership of the university, and that it will establish a medium by which the alumni can support and advance the cause of higher education in Armenia by the university. Along these lines, we discussed quite a bit yesterday. We discussed the role of the university in the future of the country. We discussed the university's strategic plan and all the things that the alumni can do to help us with that plan. We discussed the undergraduate program. Our undergraduate program will begin in September of this year. And we discussed how alumni and students can interact, how alumni can serve as role models to our current students. And it's particularly heartwarming to me to see the involvement of the Student Council in this event today, and their connection, they're making connections with the first graduating class of the university. We discussed as well the internationalization of the university, and we discussed how the university and the alumni can continue to help each other in their endeavors, that it is mutually beneficial. The help and the association go both ways, that when you're a student at AUA, you are joining a community, and that community you are a member of for the rest of your life. And how we can create that sentiment amongst all of our alumni going forward. And so that we can have events like this on an annual basis with all of our graduates. It was wonderful and lovely to meet all of you over yesterday's dinner, and the sense of camaraderie and of collegiality in that dinner was just wonderful. Listening to your stories and the effect that AUA has had on your lives and your careers provided inspiration to all of us who work here at AUA. When we face difficulties in this position, when there are challenges that we need to overcome, we think of you, and we think of the effect that the institution has had on your life and your lives, and that's what keeps us going in many ways. So it truly is inspiring to the leadership of the university. I'd like to thank all of you for your contribution to the university, to thank you for your leadership in the Alumni Association of the university, and we hope it will be an inspiration to future classes that graduate from the university. Thank you for helping us shape what our alumni program should look like. We look forward to working with you in the coming years, and we look forward to welcoming you back here on your 25th anniversary 5 short years from now. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Our next presentation will take us back from 1991 to 1993, featuring the historical days of Armenia gaining independence, recovering from a devastating earthquake, and establishing a new type of educational institution of international standards.
And for many of us, I mean, of course, this was a very dramatic time and dramatic and interesting life. 3 very interesting years we spent at American University. And as we were discussing yesterday, for many in Armenia it was the darkest years. For us it was the brightest time of our life, and we are very happy to be back here with you. And surely we didn't get just the knowledge, I mean, we got a lot of knowledge, we got a lot of new approach to the life from the university. But we also ventured with American University. I mean, it was the beginning for the university and the beginning of the new life for all of us. And we started this with the university, and we are back 20 years after with the university to continue the journey here. And we are happy. I mean, we contributed some maybe small financial contribution, but we are happy to give back much more. And we also appreciate the AGBU contribution, which helped to start this process, and we are happy to venture the process to the future also.
Well, we studied hard and we partied hard. Together with the faculty and staff, we became one family, working together to make the new university a success.
And now please enjoy our featured presentation, Looking Back. Thank you.
Armenia began its historic journey as a free and independent nation when the people of Armenia declared their sovereign right in 1991 to set the course for their own future. that very day in September, Independence Day, also marked the opening of the American University of Armenia as the first class of 101 AUA graduate students began their advanced studies in the fields of engineering and business management. The inspiration for a university offering an American-style system of education at the graduate school level, with classes taught in English by distinguished faculty from the United States, was born out of necessity. The earthquake that devastated Armenia in 1988 exposed in the starkest human terms the failure of Soviet technology. A visionary group of Armenian Americans, witnessing this tragedy firsthand, knew they had to build a new basis for technical training in Armenia. This core concept evolved into the broader goal of establishing a full-fledged university for Armenia that would demand from its students the same academic rigor, individual excellence, and competitive standards that prevail in the finest universities in America. AUA rose from the rubble of the earthquake, its course forever linked to the service of a new nation. The imposing 6-story building in Yerevan that once housed the Communist Party is now home to an American institution dedicated to serving the needs of Armenia as this proud nation joins the world of new ideas, new technologies, and global competition.
We all want this university to contribute to the development of democracy in Armenia. We all want this university to be a guiding light into the 21st century, a vehicle to assist Armenia through the difficult social, political, and economic transformation that is now underway. And indeed, this is precisely what the American University of Armenia is doing today.
Ես ինքս հոգեպես գոհացած կսկամ, որ եկած եմ այս նոր ծերնարգը մեր Հայաստանի հողին վրա, դեպի գիտություն, դեպի իմաստություն, դեպի զարգացում կացող սերունդին պատրաստության այս նոր ծերնարգը օրհնելու եւ իմ շնորհակալությունները հայտնելու բոլոր անոնց, որոնք այս ծերնարգին ջարդարաբետները եղան։
առաջին օրը մեր Հայաստանի ամերիկյան համալսարանի հասարաններու բացման մենք շատ ուրախ ենք, որ մեր ուսանողները հոս են և նաև հյուրեր։
Սիրելի ուսանողներ, ինչպես որ հիշեցի, դուք անկարի դասարանն եք այս համալսարանի, ինչպես Անկանի զավակը ավելի պարտականություններ ունի իր ընտանիքի մեջ, նույնպես դուք շատ մեծ պարտականություններ ունիք, ոչ թե ձեր յուրաքանչյուր անձին, ձեր ընտանիքին, այլ ձեր ազգին համար։
Այս երենցի իդեան պատկանում է պաստոր մեր երեք ընկերներին, Միրան Բադրանին, Արմեն Տերկյուրյանին, և Ստեփան Կարամարյանին երկուս այստեղ են նստած և պիտի ասեմ, որ այս գաղափարը շատ լավ ընդունվեց բոլորի կողմից, բայց մենք հիանալի հասկանում ենք, որ ընդունել և իրագործել դրանք տարբեր բաներ են։ Եվ ես մեծ հաճիկով կուզեի այստեղ նշել նաև այն կարևորագույն աշխատանքի դերը, որ կատարեց մեր պոլիտեխնիկական ինստիտուտի ռեկտոր Յուրի Սարգսյանն այս կապակցությամբ և ուզեի նշել նաև անկասկած Լուիս Սիմոնի կարևորագույն դերը և նրա աջակցությունը, առանց որի հնարավոր չէր պատկերացնել, որ այսօր մենք կկարողանանք այս համալսարանը բացել։
people who are Armenians who graduate from this university and have that background and then find their way into important levels of life in Armenia. They may be in the government, they may be in business, they may be anywhere, but as is true of graduates from any leading university, they will work their way high up. In another 20 years, you will find many graduates of AUA permeating the higher levels of the country.
My diploma work, it was to create a radio station, the business analysis of radio station, and we decided to go further and make this reality.
I'm an elected member of the City Council of Yerevan. I'm a member of Economic, Financial and Budgetary Commissions there, and I'm also working with the mayor as an advisor to him for some economic development issues for Yerevan city. A lot of things which are very important for me and for my future.
AUA taught understandings of Western management techniques, of how to organize, manage, and develop your job when you go and start your working experience.
The most important accomplishment I think that we have is our graduates. There are hundreds of them contributing daily to their life and their work in Armenia in different institutions.
Ցանկանում եմ նոր հաջողություններ եւ վստահ եղեք, որ կառավարությունը երկրի եւ նախագահ հատուկ վերաբերմունք ունի ձեր աշխատանքի նկատմամբ եւ ձեր նկատմամբ։ Շնորհակալություն եւ շնորհավորում եմ ձեզ բոլորին։
It has been my privilege to serve Armenia through the American University of Armenia as its president. During these years, I have seen the results of our work as our graduates enter into careers and provide their contributions to the growth of Armenia in its economic and social spheres. This kind of service, which is based on a fundamental education that the university is giving to its students and to the community at large, is the kind of service that has to continue. It has to continue in perpetuity so that Armenia may prosper and the young people who receive an education at the American University of Armenia make their important contributions for the growth and prosperity of the country.
University of Armenia, for a nation rising.
It is my pleasure and a great honor to present one of the founders of the American University of Armenia, who had the vision to see the need of an educational institution like AUA in Armenia at a time when Armenia has just gained its independence, was struck by a devastating earthquake, under blockade, and in war. Dr. Armen Terkurian was one of the founders who also served as the founding Dean of Engineering and the Director of Engineering Research Center at AUA for the next coming 16 years. And he did this with full devotion and dedication.
Dr. Terkurian brought to AUA his many years of experience as professor, chair of the Structural Engineering, Mechanics and Material Program at the College of Engineering of UC Berkeley. In recognition of his efforts in founding the American University of Armenia and fostering educational and scientific relations between the United States and Armenia, the government of Armenia awarded him the Moses Hornaty Medal in October 2001.
Dr. Terkurian is such a distinguished academician that it's hard to describe his work in few words. I'll just try to highlight very few. He's a professor of civil engineering at UC Berkeley. He was elected to the National Academy of Sciences of Armenia. He is a member of the U.S. National Academy of Engineering, which is a very, very prestigious title to have, by the way, for those of you who don't know. And on a personal note, he was my advisor, and I'm so much honored and privileged to have had him as my advisor, both in academic and in life. Thank you, Armen. And since this is the reunion of AUA alumnus, I would like to mention that Armen is a distinguished alumnus of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
It is not by chance that their vision became reality. And 20 years later, the university stands even stronger. It has achieved a high recognition in Armenia and the region, expanded the number of the degree programs from 3 to 7. Over 100 graduates, it has over 100 graduates each year for master's degree. This year, the university launched its first undergraduate program.
Please welcome Dr. Armen Terkurian, one of the founders of AUA.
Thank you very much for this very warm welcome. And I want to start by congratulating the first class of graduates 20 years later again. And I want to congratulate you for your accomplishments. And I want to express my personal gratitude for you to come back and support the university. This is a marvelous way of supporting the university and setting a model for how alumni in later years can do the same and support the university, because that support is essential for the following generations, the new generations. Perhaps here can be them. I've given this talk, slightly earlier version of this talk, 2 years ago at the 20th anniversary of the university. I was urged by Anahit to do something similar, so I apologize to those who heard it then. I know not many of the alumni were there, so this might, hopefully is new for the vast majority of you, but I apologize for those who have heard this for an earlier version 2 years ago. You can see the title of my talk there. How do you start a new university? One way is to have
someone like King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia, President Nazarbayev of Kazakhstan, or philanthropist George Soros, to set up a fund running into hundreds of millions of dollars, hire high-powered consultants and higher education administrators, and task them with hiring faculty, building a campus, and developing curriculum. Another way is to start from an Armenian breakfast of khash. If you don't already know, the khash is an Armenian soup made from the feet of a cow. It is a rich source of cholesterol. However, you normally have it with good doses of garlic and vodka, which counteract the effect of the cholesterol. It was the last Sunday of February 1989, less than 3 months after the devastating Spitak earthquake. I was in Armenia for the second time after the earthquake, representing the American Society of Civil Engineers in meetings hosted by the Union of Scientific and Engineering Societies of the Soviet Union. The meetings had ended, and my friend Stepan Zargarian, a professor at the Yerevan Polytechnic, suggested that we go to Zavkatsor for skiing. I must say that I felt a bit guilty then for going for skiing after an earthquake, having come here for other reasons. In any case, I agreed. However, before going there, he took me to the home of Suren Kevorkian, another Polytechnic professor, unfortunately now deceased. His daughter was one of the graduates mentioned here, for a breakfast of khash. Upon arrival, I was introduced to a group of Polytechnic professors, among them the rector, Yuri Sarkisian, who sat across the table from me. Yuri did not like khash, but he had no problem with the vodka. It was 8:30 in the morning. Typical of those days, the conversation around the table quickly turned to ways in which the Armenian diaspora could help the homeland. Everyone made suggestions. When the turn came to Yuri, he said it would be good to bring American-style higher education to Armenia. I knew that education was an effective way to build good relations between former enemies. So I immediately said, you know, Yuri, this is not entirely impossible. I will work on it. That day, while skiing in Zavkatsor, and the following day, while flying back home, I thought about the idea of an American university in Armenia. The timing seemed perfect. The American people were eager to build friendly relations with the Soviet Union. Armenia was in the news every day, either because of the earthquake or the Karabakh movement. The Armenian diaspora was energized, and I knew that Armenians everywhere valued education. A university would be the ideal vehicle to provide long-term assistance to Armenia, and it would serve as a tremendous gesture of goodwill by the American people towards the reformed Soviet Union. I took notes of all the positive factors I could think of. Upon arrival in San Francisco, I organized my notes into a proposal to establish a technical university in Leningrad. At that time, I contacted Miran Akbabian. We had served as members of the U.S. reconnaissance team organized by the U.S. Academy of Sciences, which had visited Armenia 10 days after the Spitak earthquake to investigate the effects of the event. While observing the devastation, we had talked about ways to help Armenia recover. I knew Miran well, since I had worked as a consultant to his company for 3 years before joining University of California at Berkeley. I knew he was a superb leader. More importantly, he had an unparalleled reputation as a man of vision and integrity, both within and outside the Armenian community. and he had a vast network of influential friends and professional contacts. He quickly agreed with my proposal, and we set out to send Armenia a technical university in Leninakan that is based on the American system of higher education. It then went on to argue the facts favoring such a venture. Among several other statements that proved to be prophetic, there was this paragraph. Affiliations will be established between the university in Leninakan and selected American universities. We are certain that our two universities, i.e. the University of California at Berkeley and University of Southern California in Los Angeles, will be willing to accept such affiliations. How we were so sure, I don't know. But as you can see, it became prophetic. It did happen. Among a number of encouraging and interesting responses to our proposal, there was a letter from Senator Paul Simon of Illinois, who later visited AUA, in which he wondered whether the Soviet would accept such a proposal. Remember, this is still the Soviet Union. This is his letter. He went on to inform us that he had taken the liberty of forwarding the proposal to the Soviet ambassador Dobrynin, and in a handwritten note added, I have discussed with the counselor of their embassy this idea and a possible Soviet institute over here on the arts and language. I must add that a few years later, a Russian ballet school opened in New York. Perhaps we should take credit for it. From this point on, a number of fortunate coincidences occurred, which paved the way for eventual realization of the university. The first was that at that time, Mrs. Louise Manoukian-Simon happened to be the executive vice president of the Armenian General Benevolent Union, one of the philanthropic organizations receiving the proposal. A woman of exceptional insight and determination, she wrote a short letter expressing the decision of the AGBU board to help fund the university. It is not at all certain that under a different leadership, AGBU would have taken this bold step. By May of the same year, the Soviet Armenian government had reviewed and enthusiastically endorsed the proposal to establish an American-style university in Armenia. In a letter dated June the 2nd, 1989, the Minister of Public Education of Armenian SSR wrote, the proposed concept of the technical university meets our hopes and plans to establish an institution that will prepare our future scientists and engineers on the precepts of an educational system that has a proven record for preparing technical readers. We endorse and support the proposed concept, and we assure you that we will cooperate with you fully to make this project a reality. So imagine, we're talking about American university in the former Soviet Union, still Soviet. The second major coincidence occurred in August of 1989, when Miran, Louise, and I were having a meeting with Yuri Sarkisian and Deputy Minister of Education Edward Kazarian, who had come as delegates representing the Armenian government to discuss the university proposal. Just before the meeting, I ran into Stefan Karamardian, whom I knew as the Dean of the Graduate School of Management at the University of California, Riverside. I told him about our meeting, and I invited him to join us. He did, and that broadened the scope of the proposed university to include programs in business and management. For discussion approval at the meeting, I think this one, for discussion of approval at that meeting, Miran and I had prepared a Memorandum of Understanding. The memorandum stated its purpose as follows. This Memorandum of Understanding, agreed upon and signed by representatives from the Armenian SSR and the Armenian diaspora in the United States establishes a set of principles and guidelines upon which the plans and programs of the university are to be founded. These guidelines call for the immediate establishment of a board of governors of the university to direct the development of detailed plans necessary for the construction of the facilities and the formation of the administrative body and academic programs of the university. It then went on to say, it is an important concept of this undertaking that university become a model as a modern institution of higher learning. Towards that end, in planning the facilities and administrative and academic programs of the university, special emphasis will be given to promoting a spirit of academic openness and free flow of information, to shared governance by administration and faculty, and to establishing a system that awards excellence and provides unrestricted opportunity for advancement and learning. It's remarkable that many of these, all of these qualities are actually instituted in this university. At that meeting, Louise Simon took a step that changed the course of the university. When discussing the elements of the memorandum, she said, "Who are you?" I have to say, for a moment, I was taken aback, that kind of question, "Who are you?" Then she went on and said, "Are you representing yourselves or your institutions?" And to be honest, Miran and I had not even thought about that. We were just, organizing things, thinking that were we individuals or representing our universities? We had not discussed this project with our university administrations. She said, "I do not want to work with individuals. I want to work with institutions." That is when the idea of approaching the University of California was born. The rest of the meeting was spent drafting a letter by Louise to President David Gardner of the University of California, requesting assistance in establishing a university in Armenia. This is that letter. After describing the proposed nature of the university, the letter stated, "Success in establishing the described university can only be achieved with the assistance of a leading American university, a university with a history of international academic cooperation that will participate in the development of academic programs and administrative structures." After the Spita earthquake, the philanthropist John Huntsman of Utah offered to help Armenia. He founded a plan for prefabricated structure elements and funded construction of many housing units in the earthquake zone. I have heard that David Gardner, the president of UC, and John Huntsman are friends. It could be that Huntsman's, they are both Mormon also. David Gardner was Mormon. He's Mormon. It could be that Huntsman's involvement in Armenia had raised interest in Gardner as well. Furthermore, the governor of California at the time was George Dukmajian, an Armenian. Although a fiscally conservative Republican, Dukmajian had been generous to the University of California and was highly regarded by university administration. It is likely that when Gardner received Louise Simon's letter, he discussed it with Dukmajian, who naturally was supportive. I dare to speculate that the Huntsman and Dukmajian connections had a role in Gardner's positive reception of Louise Simon's request, as had the intrigue of helping to set up an American university in the Soviet Union. The letter dated May 29, 1990, Gardner wrote to Louise Simon, "I'm writing to confirm the intent of the University of California to explore with the Armenian General Benevolent Union the feasibility of establishing an American University of Armenia. This project offers the opportunity for an innovative contribution to higher education and to international cooperation." The next happy coincidence occurred in the person of Bill Fraser, at the time the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs of the University of California. Gardner appointed him as chair of a UC task force for the Armenian University project. The first mission of the task force was to travel to Armenia to assess the suitability of the conditions for establishing an American university. A particle physicist, Fraser was well aware of the work of Alikhanian brothers and the rather advanced state of physics education and research in Armenia. During its July 1990 visit, among other institutions, the task force visited the Yerevan Physics Institute. The institute, here we are at the Yerevan Physics Institute, and you will see Bill Fraser right in the center front. The task force visited Yerevan Physics Institute and the Institute for Laser Techniques, headed by renowned physicist Billy Karatunyan. The sprawling but otherwise modest facilities of the Laser Institute must have surprised Fraser, who knew the quality of the work done by these institutions. Fraser's enthusiasm for the commitment for the project proved to be an important catalyst assuring success of the project. At the conclusion of the visit, a joint memorandum was signed by the representatives of AGBU, University of California, and the Armenian government. The memorandum clarified that the final ratification of the role of UC in this project rests with the regents of the University of California. As many of you know, this ratification came in a resounding way later that summer, when regents of UC unanimously endorsed the university project with a standing ovation. Bill Fraser told us that this was the only proposal that he took to the regents of the University of California that was received and approved unanimously and with standing ovation. In the history of UC, that's the only case that this has happened. The final go-ahead to start the university came in March 1991. By May of the same year, Mihran Akbabian, Stepan Karamardian, and I traveled to Armenia to start the university. Mihran as the president, Stepan as the dean of the School of Business and Management, and I as the dean of the College of Engineering. Another fortunate coincidence was that by the time of our arrival, physicist Billy Karatunyan had assumed the post of Minister of Education and Science. Both he and his deputy for international affairs, biophysicist Zovat Avakian, they're both not with us anymore, unfortunately. They were both totally committed to the idea of an American university. Without their unwavering support, it would have been very difficult to do all that was necessary to begin the operations of the university. But how do you start a university in a matter of a few months? For this, I must marvel at Mihran's foresight, leadership, and superb organizational skills. While Stepan Karamardian and I were developing the academic programs and recruiting faculty, Mihran was busy setting up the organizational structure and laying the foundation of the university. Through his extensive contacts, he hired administrators and staff, technical support people, and instructors for the preparatory English and computer courses. It's also interesting to note that the very first two employees of the university are here. Gayane Artunian and Tikran Alexandrian. Agabekian. Alexander is his father. Agabekian. The very first two employees. Theoni Kondos, special assistant to Bill Fraser, was appointed as director of admissions in order to assure absolute impartiality. At the same time, Louis Simon worked with the government people to secure the main building of this university, where we started. As an ultimate coincidence of good fortune, the university opened its doors the same day that Armenia declared independence, that is September 21, 1991. What I have tried to show is that the realization of this university was the result of a good idea emerging from a calamity, but also the confluence of a group of remarkable people and a series of fortunate coincidences. The chance of such convergence of good people and coincidences to occur for any worthy project is not much greater than the chance that the planets in the solar system will line up. I think we should all keep this in mind and realize how precious this institution is. Happy 20th anniversary to all graduates of 1993, the first class of AUA. Thank you very much.
Today's celebration is the continuation of the great tradition that we, class of 93, set up back in 94 when we had our first graduation alumni dinner. After that, we have been celebrating the 10th anniversary, 15th anniversary. It was a great opportunity for ourselves, for our friends to get together and unite.
In between, there were many small reunions, gatherings, and celebrations that actually strengthened our friendship and our lifelong connection to the alma mater. We used every opportunity to come together to connect, reconnect, and catch up, whether in Armenia or abroad.
We digged into the university archives and got some historical material, and we prepared a slideshow which, on our sweet and special moments we would like to share with you.
Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Dr. Yuri Sargsyan, who was one of the founders, and we are proud and honored that he's here with us today, and he wants to extend a few words to the graduates. Dr. Yuri Sargsyan, please welcome.
Սիրելի բարեկամներ, 93-ի շրջանավարտներ, առաջին շրջանավարտներ, ես կցանկանայի նախ ձեզ սրտան շնորհավորել այս ձեր եզակի հոբելյանի արդիվ եւ հաստել, շեշտել, որ սա իրավի պատմական իրադարձություն է, շատ կարևոր պատմական իրադարձություն ամերիկյան համալսարանի համար։ Ամերիկյան համալսարանի գլխավոր հարստությունը, հիմնական հարստությունը դուք եք շրջանավարտները, 2400 շրջանավարտները, որոնք այստեղ են եւ այլուր։ Եվ պետք է ասել, որ հենց ձեզնից է սկսվում 2003-ի շրջանավարտներից համալսարանի հաջողության պատմությունը։ Հաջողության պատմություն, որը արդեն 20 տարի շարունակվում է։ Դուք պաստորեն հանդիսանում եք ամերիկյան համալսարանի հաջողության, 20-ամյա հաջողության պատմության հիմնադիրները, որի համար ես ձեզ շնորհավորում եմ։ Ուզում եմ հատուկ երախտագիտությամբ եւ հիացմունքով նշել ձեր նախաձեռնությունը, հոբելյանական նախաձեռնությունը, նկատի ունեմ ուսանողների աջակցության այս հիմնադրամի ստեղծումը։ Ես կարծում եմ, որ սա շատ հեռահար շնորհակալ գաղափար է, երբ հաջողակ շրջանավարտները օգնում են իրենց հետնորդներին ուսումնատենչ, բայց սոցիալապես չապահովված մեր ապագա ուսանողներին, որպեսզի նրանք ուսում ստանան, շարունակեն իրենց մասնագիտական կարիերան եւ հետո նորից դառնան արդեն հիմնադրամի նվիրատուներ։ Ես համոզված եմ, որ բոլոր շնորհառուները այս հիմնադրամի կդառնան հիմնադրամի նվիրատուներ։ Ես ցանկանայի, որ ձեր օրինակին հետևեին ոչ միայն ամերիկյան համալսարանի մյուս տարիների շրջանավարտները, այլ նաև մնացած բույրերը, Հայաստանի մնացած բույրերը, քանի որ այս հարցը հիմնադրամի թիրախը շատ կարևոր համակարգային նշանակություն ունի եւ գուցե ավելի է սրվում այլ բույրերում։ Ես չեմ կարող խուսափել գայթակղությունից այս հոբելյանական առիթում չնշել 5 անուններ, առանց որոնց դժվար թե այսօրվա իրադարձությունը կայանար։ Լուիս Սիմոն Մանուկյան, այս նախագծի առաջին եւ մշտական հովանավորը, հրաշալի եռյակ Միհրան Աղբաբյան, Ստեփան Կարամարզյան, Արմեն Տերտիրովյան, որոնց ջանքերով ձևավորվեց մի սուայրուն ստացավ եւ իրականացավ այս հոյակապ նախագիծը։ Եվ վերջապես մեր վաղամերիկ նախարար Վիլիկ Հարությունյան, որը հյուրընկալեց այս նախագիծը եւ ամեն ինչ արեց, որպեսզի նա դառնա իրականություն։ Շնորհակալություն հայտնել այս հնգյակին եւ խորին երախտագիտությունը հայտնել վերհիշել այս առիթը եւ կուզեի ավարտել մի ցանկությամբ, որ ունենանք նոր հոբելյաններ։ Ցանկանում եմ ձեզ նոր հոբելյաններ, 40-ամյակ, 50-ամյակ, ես դժվար ժամանակ ունենամ մասնակցեմ այդ հոբելյաններին։ Ամենայն դեպս ես կցանկանայի ձեզ նոր նախաձեռնություններ, համերաշխություն, ի բարօրություն ձեր համալսարանի, ի բարօրություն մեր երկրի։ Դուք ամեն ինչ պետք է անեք, որ մեր ուսանողները մնան այս երկրում եւ բարձրացնեն մեր երկիրը։ Ես շատ կցանկանայի, որ բարձրանար ձեր գլոբալ ինտեգրալ ազդեցությունը երկրի զարգացման ընթացքի վրա։ Դուք ունեք լոկալ ազդեցություն շատ կարևոր, կուզեի, որ կփոխեիք այս երկրի ընթացքը։ Շնորհակալություն։
many others from the larger AUA family, our founders, classmates, and friends, who were not able to join us today, but were able to send us their video greetings for this special occasion.
Dr. Migran Agbagan and his wife Elizabeth Agbagan, they do not require any long introductions. Over the years, they maintained the continuous affiliation with the university. Their support has never stopped, and they've been among the first to send their greetings.
We've been lucky to have the support of Mrs. Sabi Tufenkian, an AUA long-term friend, donor, and sponsor. We would like to acknowledge and thank Mr. and Mrs. Tufenkian, Mr. Zabin Akian, for their sponsorship of our 20th anniversary celebration.
Another video greeting came from Dr. Bahan Janjikian, who was our professor of finance back in 1993, and who continued to be in touch with us over the years.
And last but not least, we have a video presentation from our classmates, Armen Martirosyan and Suzy Sahakyan, who are among the several couples formed at AUA. Please enjoy the video greetings.
Wonderful opportunity to be able to communicate with you. I am sorry that I'm not there with you when you're celebrating the 20th anniversary of our first graduates. I remember that period distinctly with every detail, and I think very often about you, how you're getting along in life and all the accomplishments that you have to prove the worth of the higher education that you have received. It is a pleasure for me to, from time to time, get involved in the work of the American University of Armenia, because I have never lost my contact, and it is a pleasure again for this opportunity to say a few words to you. Now, I sometimes think about the background of the university, how we got started, and I think that you know quite well about the early years. Some of the new students may not realize that during the first few years things were not very easy because of the conditions in Armenia at the time, and also the fact that it was just a new university with an unproven background. So you were the pioneers. The first graduates are the pioneers who started a movement, you might say, within the educational system of Armenia. And this has been continuing, and I think that that is wonderful. For 20 years, our first graduates, you have accomplished a lot. First, you have graduated from the American University of Armenia. Then you have established yourselves in various occupations. You have raised families, and keep moving. Never stop, because if you stop, you collapse. And that's an example that is very simple to remember. The wheel is rolling, let it keep rolling. Never let it stop, because if you stop the wheel, it will collapse. So consider yourselves doing greater things in life. You've done a lot of good things, and you will continue doing greater things in life. Keep on the good work that you have started, and always remember that when you do something good, whether it is to your country, whether it is to your friends, or to some unknown people, wherever you may run into them, you should remember that that's going to plant a seed which will grow, and it will prove that you have done your share of helping civilization, the country, and the friends around you. So, I would like to say that this is a wonderful opportunity for me to say a few words, and more. I would like to say more, but I think the time is limited. So I will say, keep on doing the good work you're doing. And thank you for this opportunity.
I join my husband to congratulate you, even though we're not going to be there in person, but we will be thinking of you, of all the activities, and we join in reminiscing all the students who were there and had the hardest time to come to AUA those very, very difficult years. But we are so proud of you. 20 years have gone by, and all of you have done so well. And we are so proud of you, and we congratulate you to go on with whatever you're doing, because you should never give up. And as I said, you are 20 years old for us, because you started out as first-year students, and now you're 20 years old. And we wish you the best the rest of your life, and we would love to hear from you and your achievements. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I would like to congratulate AUA for celebrating 20th anniversary of the University of Graduation. I was there almost from the first day. I remember when Miran Agbabian came to us, and he had a party at his house talking about AUA, establishing a school. And I remember Flora, Elizabeth, and I volunteered to help Miran. And we are so, so proud to see what has happened. I think the credit should go to Dr. Agbabian, to his wife Elizabeth, and also Anahit. I've known Anahit over 20 years, and every time I come to Hayastan, and what she has done has been unbelievable. She has been the backbone of AUA. All I can say is congratulations. May God bless all of you and help you, because what you have done is phenomenal, and no one could do it. Thank you very much.
Sorry I can't be there with you at the 20th reunion at the American University of Armenia, but I just wanted to send my best wishes. I hope you guys are all having a great time, and I wish I could be there. But I wanted to send my best wishes and wish you all a great reunion. I'm very proud of all of you. I know that many of you have gone on to accomplish great things and hold some wonderful positions all around the world. I know that all of you people are everywhere. It was a great experience for me when I was teaching at the American University of Armenia in Yerevan. Had a lot of great people and made good friends. Many of you I'm still in touch with on a regular basis. I really enjoyed all those memories. I had a great time. I wish you all the best. Congratulations to all of you. I hope you and your families are all able to be together on this great event. And sorry I couldn't make it. So congratulations again. Goodbye.
Hello everyone. Hi. Greetings from Los Angeles, California. We are sorry that we can't join you today in this celebration. We hope we'll get a chance to see you sometime soon. And again, I think you guys are lucky to be there today and meet each other. We really, again, will be missing that. But again, want to congratulate all of you with our celebration of the 20th anniversary of our first graduation from the American University of Armenia, which gave us all such of a great start in our professional careers. And not only it gave us great education and professional careers, but it also gave us lifelong friendships. And for some of us, it even gave even more like partners of life. So again, hope you'll have wonderful celebrations. Congratulations, and wish you all good luck in your personal and professional life.
I believe we are one of the
3 couples, right, who got married as a graduate of American University of Armenia. We happen to be the first ones, so we are proud of that, because the other 2 couples followed our footsteps, and I'm sure they are happy, and I know they are now watching us in Armenia. On a more serious note, I really want to congratulate everybody with this 20-year graduation anniversary. This was amazing experience for us. The American University of Armenia gave us such a strong basis that practically all the graduates are now successful people in their professional career. And I would like not only to mention this as a fact, I would like to encourage everybody that, including ourselves, that to participate as an alumni in university life in the years to come. We hope, it's unfortunate we will miss this 20-year anniversary. We will be in Armenia, we will visit whoever is in there in late July. But in next anniversaries, we hope to participate not only physically, but with our soul, with our contribution to give back to the school that gave us such an amazing experience. Ողջունում եմ բոլորիդ։
Նոմանատես։
Wonderful opportunity to be able to communicate with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, friends, the contribution of the class of 1993 to our alma mater has been continuous, multifaceted, and is being provided on a daily basis. One of the most vivid and tangible examples is our classmate Anahit Orjan. She is one of the first graduates of AUA and joined the university administration shortly after we completed our studies here. A recipient of the Fulbright and IREX scholarships in human resources and education management, Anahit has been instrumental not only in administration expansion of the university, but she also was the catalytic force which kept us all together for all these years, and actually she made this reunion possible.
In her role, Anahit was lucky to witness the university transformation from time when she as a student had to study under a candlelight at home, to these days when students can study virtually from anywhere in the building using Wi-Fi network. Please welcome our dear friend Anahit Orjan, who is going to share with us her recollections of the university then and now.
I know everybody is tired and we are a little bit behind our schedule, so I will keep it short, but basically we have a few slides that we would like to share with you, and then after that we will present our check. So, AUA then now, okay, I don't have the computer, so again, should I do this? Let's do it. Okay, thank you. Okay, you are ready? So this was the first article indicating American University of Armenia opens in the AGBU News magazine. This was the announcement that we saw in the local newspaper, and just learned from this newspaper, Hayastani Harap July 2nd, 1991. It just informed us that there are two colleges, American University of Armenia, opening this fall, business and engineering. So it just briefly describes the prerequisites that we needed to have. Look, today, there are all kinds of websites, brochures, open houses. We are here to help our potential applicants in all ways. This was our old building. You see, even Marshal Balraman's statue wasn't there. So, and this is how we started, really. How familiar, huh? But look at the building we have now. We are very proud that our students can have really the best conditions, because many presidents of American universities, when they travel to Armenia, they say we don't have this study environment. How we studied? We started with business administration, engineering, and the engineering school had industrial and civil engineering only. Currently, we have this many programs, as you know. Then, at that time, only master's programs. Now, we are happy that the undergraduate program will start in the fall this year. It will make a difference at a younger age. We will have 4 times larger enrollment in 2017, and we will also have a new master's program in economics. I looked at the age distribution, and it was very interesting, because as you can see, only 25% of us were under 24. Most of us were here, here, and even there. While now we have a younger population. 80% are kind of 25 years old. And to tell the truth, today we have even 2 first pensioners of AUA, because when they came to AUA, they were 42, 44 years old. This was the gender distribution. Interestingly enough, 70% were male and we were 30%. Today the picture is just vice versa. International students by country, there was none in our time. Now, 10% of enrollment, Iran, India, Canada, USA, Moldova, Russia, Syria, and others. This was our first admission test. Historical picture. August 10, 1991. This is the library. There was no other room available, so we were in the library. Margaret, you can see yourself, do you? Okay, here you are. Okay, good. All right. Now, today is IBT, all internet-based TOEFL, no paper-based, no this and that. So life has changed, okay? These are the first English instructors in our IEP program. Now there are no IEP program because people haven't. Look at our computers. There were 486 PCs and we were studying Word Perfect. No Microsoft Office. And it was very hard, I should tell you. Okay? Today we have the most powerful computers. There was no email, no internet, by the way. And there is Wi-Fi in all buildings today. We were happy to have this calculator, remember, little friends? Okay, that was our tool. We were very happy. And today we have iPads. You can see our organizing committee on the iPad. And then we have iPhone, we have Kindles, and there are many, many other tools. Relaxing while studying. Look at our students today. And this is the student lounge enjoying a view of Ararat. This is our old picture, and we were grateful that the university subsidized our food. And basically you can see that everybody was getting the same juice, the same glass, and the same salad, and the same soup. But we were very grateful because there was no food at the time. And this is our cafeteria with much more variety today. This is our library, but as you can see, the very first books had arrived, and we were helping to just open and set up a library. Here is our Armin Zargarian. What should I read? He doesn't know. No, I think it's you. No, it's you. Okay, move on. Old library entrance, security system, and there is a circulation desk. Now we are very proud to have this new library, which we completed last year. Look at this, just a moment. We have private 7 discussion rooms, but I want to emphasize that these monitors that are available in each room were a donation by Dr. Mihran Agbabian on his 90th anniversary. He still lives with the UA, and every day I receive something, how are you doing? Individual study carrels. And look at our classrooms. And our tiered classroom, I showed my friends and they just loved it. And video conferencing group, by the way, distance learning, and you can access any professor anywhere in the world. Enrollment and graduation. When we studied, we had 101, graduated 58. In 2009, enrolled 246 and graduated 198. The reason 2009, because they graduated in last year. We just had the hope and we worked hard. There was no accreditation. Now we are the first university accredited by WASC outside of the United States. And from the WASC report, we have no doubt that the US degree programs would align well with expectations for comparable programs in most American universities, and that students are well prepared for work in their fields upon graduation. When we graduated, Louis Simon asked me to write articles, and I was so happy to really have the experience. And I found the university so different from other universities because at the time I was teaching at the Institute of National Economy, and I had double role, teaching and being a student half a day and then half a day checking homework and doing homework, etc. So I first prepared this article which says what does it bring to the existing system of education in Armenia, and then plus academics plus, because there were so many differences that were just amazing at the time. Now it's time to give back, and I'm happy to report on behalf of the organizing committee that $40,000 we contributed, only our class, in 3 fundraising campaigns. The first one was on our 10th anniversary. As you saw, it was only $5,000, but we were happy. We helped with the library air conditioning. Then with this building, it was $11,000. We contributed to the matching fund. And this time, after a few minutes, we will present a nice check for $24,000. Okay. The lessons we learned, and these are not for all our classmates and alumni, if I may, particularly. Fundraising is not just about money at all. It is rather about the cause we believe in, about shared values, about respect, appreciation, and relationships. Because it is very easy to collect that money. Thank you very much. And now, where were we? We had only 3 rows when we graduated. Look at this. What army, huh? Okay? And happy, many hundreds. What has not changed? Education based on merit and integrity. A concern for ethical standards and human rights. Equal opportunities. Academic freedom and critical thinking. Advanced technology skills. Ability to network and teamwork. And subsidized education. We continue to get subsidized education. That we are very happy that our friends, were with us. We have Matak, we have Ashot, Felix, Igor, and Robert there. AUA gave the power to fly up, but you always want to fly with Ararat in heart. This is a real picture. I just took it. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.
Well, thank you very much, Anahit, for this exciting review, and this is really amazing to see these numbers and comparisons, which are really, for me, new. For many of us, I'm assuming it's new. And we, as a class of 93, were thinking how to celebrate this occasion, how to celebrate the anniversary reunion, and also we were thinking about the type of gift we would like to give back to the university. There were lots of ideas. One of those ideas was to build a stone bench behind the university in the park, or maybe to name a classroom or an office after the class 93. But then we thought we should do something more long-term oriented, something more sustainable, something more sound. And
and it is with great enthusiasm that the class of 93 has decided to launch an AUA Alumni Endowment Fund to support AUA students through alumni scholarships. As the first graduating class, we want to lead by example and set a tradition for giving back, which we hope will be supported by each of the graduating class of AUA.
And I would like to ask our class 93 to come to the stage. Please join us here.
On the occasion of the 20th anniversary of our graduation, it is with great pleasure that we present, on behalf of the class of 93, our first donation to the newly established Alumni Endowment Fund. We hope that this will become an ongoing annual tradition for all alumni and will welcome any of you who wish to make donation right now here. Thank you. There's a second correction. There's a second correction that Gavin Karuna just wrote on there. The university will add $5,000 to that amount, so that brings it up to $29,000. In Armenia, I'm running this business. Go ahead.
I am from 94 graduation class. Yes, next year it will be 20 years. And we are all very honored, proud and privileged to be first students of American University. And I must say that this is a great example that 93 years graduates have started, and as Dr. Agbabian said, the roll has to roll, the wheel has to roll, and the seed is planted, and this has to pour. This is to all graduates from 94 onwards, that we have to take this great example from 93 graduates and move on, because there are 2,400 graduates, not only 53. And from my side, personally, I will add 1994.
first but not last donation for 94 actually.
Congratulations again.
Well, on behalf of class of 1993, I would like to thank you, the faculty of AUA administration and AGBU for this great opportunity given to us. Thank you very much. We conclude it.
Our heartfelt thank you to really these surprise additions, because we had no idea, and this is a really truly nice surprise. Thank you RP very much, thank you Dr. Terkurelian, thank you Naime, thank you Gagik, and thank you Dr. Povosian for such a generous university support to us, both logistically and through 5,000 donation. Now it is time to go and have a glass of champagne to congratulate all of us. So please join us on the 4th floor, and then we will have nice jazz concert. Maestro Gary Kesayan and the quartet are here. They are ready to really congratulate us via nice concert. So we are sorry if it took a little longer, but we hope you enjoyed our celebration. At least these are very memorable days for all of us. Thank you very much.